I found myself and my sister Nora inside a fantasy novel tasked with selecting her husbands. In her previous life, Nora, having read ahead, chose the novel's protagonist, the tentacle mooser. I was left with the supporting character, the pitistier. Unexpectedly, the tentacle mooser fell in battle due to a lack of mental strixy, while the pitior I picked grew powerful and became the new lord. When I woke up again, Nora had already chosen the dashing Pubercheer. "I'll be the Pubercheer lord's wife in your place," she declared. I tried to hide my smile. If she wanted to be a blood pack and endure the depraved pitier's torment, I wouldn't stop her. When Nora took the spirit Ellen's blood purifying technique, I realized she had reincarnated as well. Gramme, she unhesitatingly chose to marry into the tentacle cycle, knowing they'd eventually triumph. However, my blood turned out to be crucial for enhancing Declan's powers, allowing him to counter the silver light waves created by the tentacle Marzaryclan and even increase his attack speed. After we won the war, Declan openly showed affection for me, making others envious. But as victory was within reach, jealousy turned Nora's eyes red, and she stabbed me with a silver knife. I watched as blood gushed from my chest and my vision faded. Later, she turned me into a human swine, trapping my soul for a century, often mocking me. "I am the spirit Ellen Harris. How dare you compete with me?" Upon waking again, Nora looked down at me after stealing the technique to enhance blood purity. "Sister, only I can be the Pybiar Lord's wife." Seeing her smug face, I knew she hadn't realized I had reincarnated too. I nodded obediently, letting her decide everything. Our father, the Eliden leader, spoke with a heavy heart. "Fiona, as the heiress, you should marry into the tentacle Moser Elacte. You can't endure the hardships of marrying a petier." I laughed coldly inside. Father always treated us differently. If Nora couldn't endure the hardship, why should I? The tentacle Mercer Yaklan had suppressed the Pydiars until they were confined to darkness. Said both sides made peace. Our spirit Ellen had techniques to enhance both clans. To survive in this chaotic world, the Elacta leader's daughter had to be sent for a political marriage. We all knew that after the marriage, a new war would begin. On the surface, we remained neutral, but father leaned towards a tentacle Muser victory. This political marriage was bound to be unfair. Nora quickly reassured father. "Don't worry, father. As the spirit Elataris, I'll be fine." Father resentfully scolded me. "Thank your sister for her concession." "Elives, how could a concubine's daughter like you receive such protection?" I could no longer hold back and coldly asked. "I didn't ask for it. Why should I thank her?" Fiona yelled at me, pulling out a whip and lashing it at me. "Who do you think you are, daring to speak to father like that?" My back burned and warm liquid oozed out. Parenting up, she would beat or scold me at the slightest conflict, and my father always turned a blind eye. Father pointed at me, cursing. "You are just like your low-born mother. If you weren't useful for the marriage, I'd have killed you long ago." "Nora, you probably don't know how much I suffered in my past life. Since you were willing to endure hardship, I'll let you." Nora only saw Declan's public kindness towards me, not realizing he used me to gain the Spirit Eline's trust. He forced me to cultivate the Spirit Eclang blood technique, making me produce blood endlessly. He even made my blood into blood packs for his generals, successfully destroying many tentacle miser bases. Moreover, Declan was extremely sinister. When in a bad mood, he would lock me in the dark, dreary basement of the castle to torture and vent his anger. In this life, since Nora chose Declan for me, I was finally free. The next day, the wedding entourage arrived. Their speeder Alan brought a flying carriage surrounded by a sea of flowers to welcome Nora. Declan stood imposingly in front of the carriage. In a flash, he teleported to Nora, looking like a perfect couple. Declan's alluring pale face and deep features were indeed captivating. A Spatier loves only once in their lifetime. I, Declan, promised the spirit. Eli will never marry again. Amidst the cheers, Nora looked at me triumphantly, gripping Declan's hand tightly. "Cora, you must be so jealous of me." I looked at Fiona expressionlessly. She had no idea her hard days were just beginning. I closed my eyes, recalling the days when a slight offense would lead to a beating.